Hubble telescope discovers star 1,500 times larger than the Sun called Westerlund 1-26. Scientists with NASA and the European Space Agency, ESA, have identified what could be the largest star ever discovered, the Westerlund 1-26, which has a radius over 1,500 times that of our Sun. Hello and welcome to KYC News. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. The star, more formally called a red supergiant, is part of the Westerlund 1 star cluster, inhabiting a region of the galaxy not too far, all things being relative, from our corner of the Milky Way at 15,000 light-years away. NASA and the ESA just released a remarkable new image of Westerlund 1 taken by the Hubble Space Telescope. Named after Swedish astronomer Bengt Westerlund, who first identified the star cluster in 1961, Westerlund 1 is an example of a superstar cluster, a gravitationally interconnected group of stars, sometimes containing thousands of stars, which were formed at roughly the same time from one giant molecular cloud. Estimated to be about 3 million years old, Westerlund 1 is quite young by comparison. The Sun is 4.6 billion years old, for example, but contains an unusually high number of very large stars, including 6 yellow hypergiants and 3 other red supergiants, along with the monster Westerlund 1-26. If Westerlund 1-26 were placed where our Sun is in our solar system, it would extend out beyond the orbit of Jupiter, says the ESA in a release. There are other stars in contention for the title of largest in the known universe, including UY Scuti with a potential size of 1,708 solar radii and NML Cygni estimated to be between 1,642 and a whopping 2,775 times the Sun's radius. Determining the exact size of stars can be difficult due to surrounding gas and dust, but regardless, these massive stars, of which astronomers say there are many more to be discovered, challenge the imagination. The Sun itself is large enough to contain 1 million planets the size of the Earth, and yet it stands as one of the smaller stars in the galaxy. Fraser Cain, astronomer and publisher of Universe Today, points to the red supergiant Betelgeuse as a good comparison star. Located in the shoulder of Orion, this familiar red supergiant has a radius of 950,1200 times the size of the Sun and would engulf the orbit of Jupiter if placed in our solar system, says Cain. In fact, whenever we want to put our Sun's size into perspective, we often use Betelgeuse to do it. This past month marked the 20th anniversary of the Hubble Space Telescope Imaging Spectrograph, STEES, an instrument that combines a camera with a spectrograph which separates light into its component wavelengths. Installed in February 1997 on a service mission to the Hubble, the STEES has been crucial to a wide range of discoveries, from figuring out the masses of black holes at the centers of galaxies to determining the makeup of the galactic halo surrounding the Milky Way to finding evidence of water on Jupiter's moons. In 2001, astronomers used Hubble STEES to detect the presence of sodium around the planet HD 209468b in the Pegasus constellation, marking the first chemical analysis of an atmosphere of a planet beyond our solar system. The Hubble itself was launched on April 25, 1990, and is still going strong. Jointly operated by NASA and the ESA, Hubble remains the only space telescope to be serviced by astronauts, having had 4 service missions to date. As far as stars go, our Sun gets a lot of fanfare. Not only does life on Earth literally revolve around it, it dwarfs the rest of the stars in the sky, from our perspective, at least. But if you zoom out to the far reaches of our galaxy, the Sun no longer looks like such a giant. In fact, it's pretty average in size. So what is the largest known star in the universe? The answer depends on whether you're talking about mass or the total volume of a star, that is, how much space it takes up, said Phil Massey, an astronomer at the Lowell Observatory in Flagstaff, Arizona. The heaviest stars are often unremarkable when it comes to physical size, and the most voluminous stars are often lightweights. That's because as stars get older, they tend to expand and shed mass. It's like talking about people, Massey said. The tallest people may not weigh the most. Let's say you're talking about mass. The record holder there is the star R13601, Massey said. It's located about 160,000 light-years from Earth in the Large Magellanic Cloud, a small galaxy that orbits the Milky Way. In diameter, this star is 30 to 40 times the size of our Sun. Picture a cherry next to a giant yoga ball that is more than 200 times more massive. This star is also relatively young, roughly 1 million years old compared with our Sun's 4.5 billion years, and hasn't done much cooling off or expanding, according to Massey. If the biggest star in the universe is the one with the largest diameter, there are a number of contenders, Massey said. At the top of that list is UY Scuti, opens a new tab. This red hypergiant's diameter is roughly 1,700 times that of the Sun, according to a 2013 study published in the journal Astronomy and Astrophysics, opens in new tab. If the Sun were a cherry, UY Scuti would be a 10-story high sphere. But there's a lot of uncertainty in determining the diameter of very distant stars. UY Scuti is about 9,500 light-years, opens in new tab, from Earth, give or take 1,000 light-years. To do so, scientists need to know how much light the star produces, a slippery figure due to the fact that stars appear dimmer with distance and brighter close-up. Add that to the fact that red hypergiants like UY Scuti are often variable, meaning their brightness flickers and flares over time, and you end up with a large margin of error, Massey said. For example, the authors of the 2013 paper reported that UY Scuti could be up to 192 solar radii, a measurement based on the Sun's radius, larger or smaller than estimated. The red hypergiants are very messy, and so they're hard to model, Massey said. The surfaces are always in motion. Other similarly girthy stars include WOHG64, another red supergiant, less than 5 million years of age according to a 2018 article, opens in new tab, located in the Large Magellanic Cloud, and VY Canis Majoris, about 8.2 million years old, according to a 2011 article, opens in new tab, both of which have diameters around 1,500 times that of the Sun, Massey said. And given the uncertainty, either could trump UY Scuti in size. Either way, I think it's incredibly cool, Massey said. If any of these stars replaced our Sun at the center of our solar system, they would envelop every inner planet up to and including Jupiter. The Earth, all the inner planets would be vaporized, Massey added. But while our Sun may not be the biggest star in the universe, it's certainly not the smallest either. So, what's the smallest known star? That honor goes to EBLM J0555-57UB, according to a 2017 study published in the journal Astronomy and Astrophysics, opens in new tab. EBLM J0555-57UB is smaller than the planet Saturn and barely squeaks by with its star designation, the authors reported. At a lower mass, it wouldn't be able to sustain nuclear fusion at its core, and would instead be classified as a brown dwarf, a failed star. Of course, the universe is vast and these stars are just the ones that lie in our immediate cosmic neighborhood. After all, we can't measure the size of stars at the other side of the Milky Way, much less the far reaches of the universe, Massey said. There's too much dust, there's too much interference with light, he added. And while UY Scuti and EBLM J0555-57UB approach the upper and lower limits of a star's possible size, we still have no idea how massive or heavy stars can get, Massey said. I think there may be some very good surprises. Our Sun is enormous, more than 1 million Earths could fit inside of it. But on a stellar scale, it could be swallowed up by about half of all stars observed so far, especially stars like UY Scuti. The largest known star in the universe, UY Scuti, is a variable hypergiant with a radius around 1,700 times larger than the radius of the Sun. To put that in perspective, the volume of almost 5 billion suns could fit inside a sphere the size of UY Scuti. In 1860, German astronomers at the Bonn Observatory first catalogued UY Scuti, at the time naming it BD-125055, reported Astronomy magazine, opens in new tab. During a second observation, astronomers realized it grows brighter and dimmer over a 740-day period, leading to its classification as a variable star.
Yeah, yeah.